What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. I'm BRAVEXHERO, and today we're going to be talking about the Bomberman build. This build is going to be focused on utilizing your grenades to assist you in getting kills. When you hear the exotic Controverse Hold, what comes to mind? Handheld Supernova. Well, that's not the route we are taking today. Today, we're going to be focusing on utilizing Chaos Accelerant. Yes, you heard that right. The Attunement of Chaos subclass, Chaos Accelerant. Yes, that is the top tree, which is hardly considered by any player viable in the current meta. And why is that? Unlike the bottom tree, which you have Devour, which is going to improve your survivability, and unlike the middle tree, which is going to give you the one-hit KO with Handheld Supernova, Chaos Accelerant is different. But if done correctly, you are going to slay out by utilizing your grenades offensively. This build here, you will be throwing a lot of grenades. Now, what is the exotic of choice for this build today? That's going to be Controverse Hold, which reads, resist incoming damage while charging your Void Grenade with Chaos Accelerant, Feed the Void, or Handheld Supernova. Charged Void Grenades return a random amount of grenade energy on a hit. Now I'm going to emphasize that last part right there. Charged Void Grenades return a random amount of energy on a hit. So we're going to come back to that right there because that is huge. That is important. Next, where can we get synergy with this exotic? When we have the Attunement of Chaos and the Controverse Hold, where are we going to find synergy? Now let's take a look at two perks, guys, on the Attunement of Chaos. One is going to be Entropic Pull, which if you strike an enemy with this melee ability, you drain your enemy's life force and you use it to recharge your grenade abilities, which goes hand in hand with boosting your grenade builds. Moving on over to the next perk we are looking at, which is Chaos Accelerant. And that is where when you hold your grenade, you make it deadlier and more effective, which is great for getting those kills with a powerful grenade attack. Now, how does this all synergize together? It's simple, guys. You will be charging your grenade with Controverse Hold, which makes you a little bit tankier because you are resisting incoming damage, which you will need that for this build. Now, by charging it, you will now have a deadlier and a more effective grenade. So when you throw your grenade at an enemy and you deal damage, you cause damage to your enemy, you now have a chance to get a random amount of energy back, which if you don't get the full charge, which you more than likely will get a full charge, but if you don't, this is where Entropic kicks in. If you melee your enemy, you will get a full charge. Now, how are we going to take this build even further? Okay, it's simple. You are going to max out your discipline for a faster grenade cooldown, which you can bring it down to about 32 seconds, which is where I was at. But even if you went with a tier 9 build, you could have that at about 37 seconds. If you have any leftover stats, you want to allocate those stats to the recovery stat. And the reason for that is you want to run Bomber or Enhanced Bomber with this build, which if you read it, it reduces your grenade cooldown when utilizing your class ability. And for Enhanced Bomber, you have an even faster grenade cooldown when utilizing your class ability. Stacking those two together, and you will see it, guys. If you have just a chunk of grenade energy left, popping your Rift will fill that bad boy up. One thing you want to keep in mind here is that you need to charge your grenade for Controverse Hold to activate properly. By doing so, you now have a chance to get a random amount of energy back, which sometimes you won't see any, sometimes it'll be half, and sometimes it'll be a full charge. For those instances where you don't get any charge back, it's fine. You have a cooldown of 32 seconds to continue the process. Also, remember, if you just throw your grenade, nonchalant, throw your grenade, Chaos Accelerant paired alongside Controverse Hold will not work. Because again, Controverse Hold will only work is if you hold your grenade for a little bit, you charge your grenade, which again, Chaos Accelerant kicks in there. You'll have a deadlier and a more effective grenade, and you will see a more effective grenade. I promise you that. Another thing you want to keep in mind is if your grenade energy is about halfway, and I mentioned just this right now, and you want to speed that up, maybe you see your enemy team heading over to power ammo, or maybe they're going to cap a zone. You're playing Iron Banner with your friends and they're on a zone. stop for a little bit, activate your rift. Boom, your grenade will get a good chunk of energy back. And that's because of the enhanced bomber perks, and you will see that. So with the entire build right there, how are we going to get the most out of it? You're going to want to use your radar, which is going to allow you to prepare for the next upcoming engagement. So when you're near your next target, your next enemy, you can see them right there. You know, maybe they're behind a wall, maybe they're going to push in through a door. You can now pre-charge your grenade and approach them. The plus side of this, Controverse Hold exotic perk kicks in, which you will resist incoming damage, allowing you to execute that throw. If they're standing behind a door, you start getting close to the door, you're holding a grenade, you will tank a little bit of damage. You'll tank a couple shots. By doing so, you'll be able to peek outside that door and throw your grenade. One tactic that I used a lot, and you'll see in the footage in the background, I use cover properly. Almost every time I pre-charged a grenade, I would peek from cover, throw my grenade, then I would go back into cover. At that moment, I would either get my grenade back, an entire fully charged grenade, a little bit back, which I would just pop my rift if I need to, or I would see multiple enemies take damage, which allowed me to go, oh crap, they're taking damage. It's time for me to re-engage and go for those easy cleanups. And by doing so, getting kills, maybe I slide out there and I get a melee kill, I will get my grenade charge back even faster. So a couple things to keep in mind there. Use cover properly when utilizing this build. Now, two major things that you want to also keep in mind. There's a lot of keeping in mind here because, again, this build is going to require some time to get used to. If you die before your grenade does damage, which activates Controverse Hold, you will not get a full charge back. So if you throw your grenade, it starts inflicting damage and you die at that moment, Controverse Hold will not kick in and your grenade will not fully charge. Also, if you throw a grenade and you don't get any energy back from it, don't worry. Since you're going to be utilizing vortex grenades, they last a little bit longer and they're a little bit more deadlier. And by doing so, if somebody was to walk into your grenade, maybe your grenade is there on a zone, maybe they get close to it and they start taking damage. They start taking a few hits from your grenade. Boom. There is another chance for you to activate the Controverse Hold perk by your grenade just even being there. Overall, you might have to run a few games just to get the hang of it, but you will be shocked on the amount of grenade energy or how often your grenade fills up. It's mind-blowing, guys. The gameplay in the background, I was able to snag 41 opponents defeated. I felt pretty unstoppable. A couple deaths here and there, but for the most part, I was just slaying out with this build. And lastly, if you want to throw an extra 10% synergy there, you may want to try giving a weapon with Demolitionist a try. I had an Ostringer with Demolitionist. I would have preferred a 150 RPM hand cannon with Demolitionist, but hey, an Ostringer is okay. It's a 140, but did I notice a 10%? Not as much, but hey, anything that's going to help speed your grenade recharge rate, hey man, use it. And with that, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy content like this, feel free to hit that subscribe button. It's free, and who doesn't like free? If you found this to be the type of Destiny content you like, do me a huge favor and hit that thumbs up button because it lets me know to bring more content like this. And also, if you haven't followed me on Twitch, head over to twitch.tv/BRAVEXHERO as I will be doing more of these builds live. I like to test stuff live on stream, so if you haven't gone over to Twitch, do that now. You guys are awesome and you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.